I am honored to introduce to you our speaker for today. She is the principal of the Maranatha Christian Academy of Manila. She taught values and English for almost 19 years. She finished her MA major in Educational Administration at the Ateneo de Manila University. And at present, she is finishing her dissertation for PhD at De La Salle University entitled A Program of Senior High School Curriculum in the Maranatha Christian Schools in the Philippines. She is also the academic consultant of Cluster 5, ESP10 writer and consultant, a member of the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development International based in Virginia, USA. She is also the social chairman of the Association of Philippine Private School Mentors of the Philippines, a resource speaker of the Maranatha Christian Academy school system for almost 20 years. At present, she is the academic coordinator of the National Christian Life College for Continuing Professional Development. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Ressa R. Pestaño, PhD candidate.
Good morning, everyone. Good day. Before I proceed to my seminar, I would like to thank our beloved directors and EDCOM chair, Dr. Leticia Santos Periol, together with the EDCOM members. Indeed, I am very much humbled to share with you the different modalities of new normal for the NTC 2020. According to Albert Einstein, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that is stupid. So my dear teachers, we are now facing new normal. And walang handa, walang ready sa pagdating ng COVID-19 pandemic. Even in the world of education, we're not ready. Pero ang maganda, we never stop. We never stop from learning. We never stop from enhancing ourselves. Through webinars, a lot of you attended a lot of webinars, and our own branches also conducted your own webinars, seminars right there and then. Why? Because we need to be equipped in order to face this new normal. Hindi po siya madali. Hindi siya ganun-ganun lang. No, we need a lot. We need to restructure. We need to adapt to this new normal. And thanks be to God, MCA school system is very much prepared and preparing and continuously preparing for the betterment of our learners. The first one that I will discuss is, what is online learning? The term online learning, or as it is sometimes called distance learning, includes a number of computer-assisted instruction methods. Online teaching and learning is faculty-delivered instruction via the internet. Online instruction includes real-time, synchronous, and anytime, anywhere, asynchronous interaction. What are approaches to online learning? The first one is synchronous. So when you say synchronous, it's real-time. You, your students, are in the same platform, without the classroom, but this time you're using online platform, example, via Zoom, Google Meet, and Moodle. It typically involves tools such as live chat, audio and video conferencing, data and application sharing, shared whiteboard, virtual hand raising, and joint viewing of multimedia presentation and online slideshows. Whereas the asynchronous, it's not real time. It's not real time, and later I will discuss more this synchronous and asynchronous by giving you samples of schedule and activities. Asynchronous typically involves tools such as email, threaded discussion, news groups, and bulletin boards, file attachments. So asynchronous courses are still instructor facilitated but are not conducted real time. Now, what are the advantages of learning online? Online learning offers a variety of educational opportunities. It is student-centered learning. The variety of online tools draw on individual learning styles and help students to become more versatile learners. So one of the advantages of online learning is the students will be able to explore, use online tools, develop himself or herself, helping himself or herself to discover more, but with the guidance of the teachers. Now, what are advantages of learning online? The first one is collaborative learning, because students or learners can communicate with one another using also the platform. Online group works allow students to become more active participants in the learning process. Contributing input requires that students comprehend what is being discussed, organize their thinking coherently, and express their thinking with carefully constructed language. Experiential learning through multimedia presentation. New technologies can be used to engage and motivate students. Technology can also be used to support students in their learning activities. Now, we all know that students are very much engaged when it comes to technology because they are more techy than us. Minsan nga, di ba, yung kahit preschoolers or kindergarten, pag ang cellphone ng nanay ay iniwan, sandali. Pagbalik nung nanay at kinuha yung cellphone, kamot ulo si nanay. Bakit? Napalitan na yung password. Ang husay magkulikot ng bata sa cellphone or technology. So ang mga bata natin ngayon, technologically inclined. So online distance learning using online platform, hindi na siya mahirap. No, hindi na mahirap. Hindi na ito bago sa mga bata. Now, what are the advantages of online education? First, easy access to global resources. No, there are a lot. No, pasipagan lang to. Everything is online. All the things that we need, andyan siya. No, we need to modify lang. Experiential learning through multimedia presentation. No, gone are days of the acetate, Manila paper, hindi na po. Ngayon, even PowerPoint is very much advanced. No? We can record, we can use it as an online platform also. No? The same with parang Google Meet na siya ngayon. No? Ang PowerPoint, nag-evolve na rin siya. So, accessible for non-traditional students. One click, everything is there. That's why more and more students are interested in online learning. So, very easy and accessible, basta may connection. Okay. Advantages of online teaching. Now, on the part of the teacher, online teaching can allow you to experiment with techniques only available in online environment, such as threaded discussion and web bibliographies. Now, provide ideas and techniques to implement in traditional courses. Online email discussion, very powerful tool also. A frequently used practice in online learning can be incorporated into traditional courses to facilitate group work. Everyone has now Gmail. Madalang na Yahoo, no? Gmail na because of the Chrome. And web-based course calendars and sample papers posted on the internet with student permission can easily be incorporated into a traditional course. So, everything, it's very easy now for the teachers, no? It's no longer difficult, di na mahirap na maituturo, ano ang ituturo, mga sample ng ituturo. Ang dami pong templates online available for our teachers and for grade level in particular. Now, what are some of the challenges for instructors of teaching online? Of course, because this is a new normal, there are challenges for the teachers. Normal lang po ang challenges, but we need to face those challenges. The first one is familiarity with the online environment. Now, as a teacher, sabi nga po ni Attorney Estrada, kapag hindi natin i-equip ang ating sarili technologically, maiiwan po tayo. At hindi po tayo magiging functional in this new normal using new modality. So therefore, no matter how aging we are, we need to force ourselves to embrace, no, and be familiar with online environment. The capacity to use the medium to its advantage. No. Challenge yan. Hindi lahat techie. Kaya challenge the self, di ba? Being available to students on an extended basis electronically. It's available for the students 24/7. No? A lot of discussion, extended discussion, conferencing. So it's available. Providing quick responses and feedback to students. So those are the challenges for instructors. Now when we have online assessment, now when we used Edmodo last time during our final examination online, automatically the feedback is right there and then. No? And with graph presentation. So we can get easily, no, when it comes to response, easily check. No? Checking is generated online together with the feedback. So malaking tulong po for the instructors. But of course, we need also to embrace. So without embracing this new normal, we cannot be as useful as we used to be before. The difficulties can be overcome by the following, no, such techniques. First, become familiar with the technology used in your online course. That's why if we're going to use Moodle, we need to be familiarized with the Moodle and the dashboard and the features included in the Moodle so that we can apply it more effectively. Use the online medium to your advantage. Use it in our advantage. And it is another avenue. No? Kumbaga, mahusay na tayo sa traditional. So meron tayo ngayong bagong kaalaman, we should welcome it and embrace it and enjoy in using it. Keep connected with students. Keep connected. Most especially now in our online distance learning, we should keep connected with our students for the learning processes. There are 3 primary challenges are associated with online teaching. The first one is effectively structuring online courses. Thanks be to God, we have a team. In our system, we have a lot of experts helping us in order to have a very structured online courses. Okay? Creating community in virtual classroom. Facilitating and encouraging online discussion. Now, this time, we need to encourage our students to participate in online discussion. So we can have a feedback, no? Feedback whether they are learning or not. So we need to encourage them and motivate them. Don't be shy to ask questions, to send questions. You can also have individual mentoring. You can have that, no? For them to feel that you are in this together. Now, what do you mean by synchronous? Going back, in the online distance learning, we should master the 2 processes. The first one is synchronous. Synchronous. When you say synchronous, it's real-time discussion, real-time collaboration, can get immediate feedback, cost-effective, facilitator can gauge understanding of concepts, motivation to complete assignment course. Now, dear teachers, my dear teachers, in asynchronous, we have your sample, 40 minutes per subject in a week. Once a week academics, and we have Saturday classes online for the guidance, chapel hour, other activities related. So we have one for academic synchronous session and another one for values formation Saturday. Because the DepEd said that we are allowed to have Saturday online classes in order to have 203 school days. Without Saturday classes, it would run only 8 months, August to April. And there are parents who are questioning why pay for 10 months where in fact in the calendar it's just 8 months. So in order to augment and with the permission from the Department of Education memo last time, we are allowed to conduct Saturday online classes. But for us in Manila, it's more of spiritual nourishment and emotional check-up. And also parents meet up through online. So in the synchronous session, we have only one session in a week, 40-minute section. So here in grade 1, in our ESP, 8 to 8:40, because Zoom is only available for 40 minutes. So see to it that before 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. in the morning, everybody is inside the online tool, in your virtual classroom. So everybody must be there. So at exactly 8 to 8:40, you have your synchronous session. So it's just once a week per subject, once only. So therefore, they have 4 days allotted for asynchronous. Now, in synchronous session, because you have only 40 minutes, for the lower classmen, for the kindergarten, up to grade 3 maybe, before your synchronous session, you can get the feedback from the parents, the things or the lesson in which their child or children don't understand well. So during the synchronous, it's a matter of clarification. Kumustahan, checking their mental state, kumustahan more, how's the activities, how's the lesson, what are the things in which they don't understand. So, because 40 minutes, in the lower classmen, you can have a focal or some points to ponder, important things to discuss. For the lower classmen, use the 40 minutes. But for the higher classmen, it's very impossible to discuss the entire lesson for 40 minutes. That's why your synchronous session will be used for clarification and questioning. Questioning things which they don't understand, and then answer their question. Now, to become more effective, the synchronous, we need to use online platform or online tool. Because in 40 minutes, it's very impossible. So during our seminar here in Manila, I use Padlet. Padlet is a very effective and engaging online tool as a discussion board. So in the Padlet, I use Padlet to get their feeling today. In the Padlet, you just go to padlet.com, create your account, and the link, you have a link. Your link, you will share that to your students, your link. So your students can send their answer, discussion, queries through Padlet. So this Padlet is a very engaging tool. When I ask them, how are you today? They can take picture of themselves and send simultaneously. So when they send their answer, you can see in your screen, in your Padlet, all the responses of the students. So that's why Padlet is a very famous, one of the famous online tools being used in the synchronous session. So when you say, oh, how are you today? Can you show me your faces? Then they can take picture using the Padlet, then attach the picture, send to you using your link. It's the teacher's link only. So, si teacher lang ang may link, isa-send mo yung link sa class, then makakapasok sila sa Padlet ni teacher. So, lahat ng tanong mo, lahat ng queries, lahat ng discussion na simultaneously nangyayari and possible na mangyari. So, yung 40 minutes mo, makukonsume mo ng maayos at tama because you are using an online tool, a very interactive online tool. So they send pictures, I'm pretty today, the new normal, I need to be prepared to be an effective new normal teacher, so help me God. So I'm fine today, working today, yummers, a lot more. So they send pictures. And napakasaya nila. Bakit? Naging very useful ang Padlet. So again, si synchronous ay once a week akad. If you have another, kung meron po kayong Saturday online classes, para na po yun sa Chapel Hour Values and Kumustahan with the Parents and the Guidance Program every week. So, na-check up natin ang kanilang emotional condition and even the family. So, meron tayong, in touch pa rin tayo, and spiritually, we're nourishing them spiritually because it's not also easy to have online classes at home. It's the parents now, no? Yung burden nasa parent. So, 40 minutes lang po. Kasi yun yung availability ni Zoom. Yung 40 minutes na yon, most especially for the higher levels, hindi nyo siya i-consume for a discussion, full-blown discussion. Hindi na po. Clarification, no, kumustahan, yun na lang po ang inyong gagawin. And that's why you use Padlet para alaman nyo, what are the things in which you don't understand in our lesson. Isi-send po sabay-sabay yun. So hindi siya, because can you imagine 40 minutes? If you have 40 minutes and then you have 40 students, magtanong ka lang ng isang question, ubos na yon. Kung iisa-isahin mo sila. So that's why we need to have a very interactive tool to help us determine the feelings, the condition of our students. And one of the online tools which I found very effective and engaging is Padlet. So I use Padlet. You can also use Padlet. Just simply go to padlet.com, create your account. Then yung account nyo, yung link nyo, sa taas makikita nyo yun, link padlet.com, Ressa.Pestanyo. So isi-share nyo yun sa inyong estudyante para magamit nyo sa synchronous discussion. Sa Padlet, pwedeng mag-upload ng video, notes, picture, link, marami pong pwedeng gawin. You can explore on Padlet for the synchronous session. Now for the asynchronous, no? Synchronous and asynchronous lang po. If you were into ODL, synchronous and asynchronous lang po ang dapat nating masterin. Asynchronous, anytime, anywhere learning, access materials when convenient, opportunity to research answers, can express thoughts without any interruption. So, this is asynchronous. It's not real time. No? It's not real time. Now, I have here a sample of asynchronous. When you say asynchronous, self-paced, self-directed. That's why when you make your asynchronous activities, my dear teachers, the lifeblood of the online distance learning lies on the asynchronous activities. Because it is where we can design well our lesson for the week. So asynchronous, self-directed, self-paced. So you will give your students the freedom, the whole freedom to work on his or her own, but regulated with deadlines given by the teacher. So when you make your asynchronous activities for a week, per department, dapat po magkakasama kayo. Let's say grade 1, teachers, weekly asynchronous activities, do it together. Para alam nila ilan sa Martes at Miyerkules ang may deadline ng activities. Ilan sa Webes at Biyernes ang may deadline ng activities. So based on the brevity of the activities and the lesson, yung math, yung science, so give them ample time. And depende rin, halimbawa, summative, mga task, transfer task, performance task. So depende sa hirap na ipapagawa. Pero wag nyo namang masyadong pahirapan. Halimbawa po ng sample asynchronous activities, I designed asynchronous activities for ESP10 na ako po yung nagsulat. So all activities, readings, references, video tutorial, if applicable, will be posted. You can post it Monday, Sunday night, it depends. So early on, mas maaga nyo pong ipopost kung Moodle po, no, kung sa ating Moodle, kung maaga nyong ipopost, maagang makikita ng bata ang kanyang mga activities for the week, mamamanage ng estudyante na mabuti ang kanyang mga activities. Halimbawa po, no, for this ESP10 week 1 and 2, kasi po ay thrice a week ang, di ba? Normally, thrice a week ang ESP. So week 1 and 10. But I will post these activities on August 26, 2020. So you can have 3 columns. The activities on the first column, references on the second column, and due date on the third column. So my first one, you can have simple asynchronous activities or asynchronous activities for English 10, quarter 1. Tapos August ganito. So specified po yung date. The first one is for the reading materials, read the characteristics of human being, ESP 10, page 1. Okay, wala po siyang due date kasi reading lang. Okay? So, read and reflect on Luke 2:39 to 40, Holy Bible. So, wala din pong deadline. Kailangan lang niyang babasa. Babasa lang niyon. Okay? Number 3, read Getting Started, answer questions 1 to 3, ESP 10, page 2. Deadline is August 28, 2020. Answer Moving Ahead, ESP 10, page 2, deadline August 28, 2020. Kasi po maigsi lang. So pag maigsi lang, yung activities, even within the day, pwede niya po. Ma-formative lang naman po siya. Checking up or feedbacking. So next, number 4, answer Moving Ahead, ESP 10, page 2. Okay, August 28. Next, Building Your Character, ESP 10, page 3 to 5, September 2, 2020. Ang kanyang deadline. So may gap po, hindi sunod-sunod. Kasi yung ibang subject naman, doon naman sila papasok. So sa availability na yon, doon naman po papasok. Kaya nababalance natin yung mga deadlines ng activities. Answer Living It Up, ESP 10, pages 6 to 7, September 2, 2020. And ito po medyo mahirap-hirap, assessing yourself, insights, make a reflection journal, ESP 10, page 6. So, binigyan ko siya ng September 4, 2020. So, kung mahirap po yung activity, medyo hahabaan niyo yung deadline. Pero kung mga short lang, short activities, exercises, pwede na pong i-fusion in one day. So, see to it, pag gumawa po kayo ng asynchronous activities, magkakasama po yung grade level para walang overlapping ng deadline. Para baka Martes, puro lahat yun ang deadline. So, ang luwag ng Huwebes at Biyernes. So, hindi po dapat balance. Kawawa naman po yung bata. Remember, in doing their asynchronous, yung bata po at magulang ang partners. So, we need also to encourage our parents to work with us closely because of these asynchronous activities, lalo na po sa mga bata. Pero, sasabihin po natin sa nanay, wag sila yung magsasagot. Be honest. It's to say in your primer. Make a primer, restructured primer of the online distance learning. We need to have a primer to be followed if you can also incorporate legal aspect of education. Para may batas, May batas. Pero hindi kimcho, May batas po May batas sa online. Distance learning. We need to lay down all the foundation. We need to restructure and put everything into writing in the primer. Halimbawa po, yung synchronous. The synchronous activities in your primer, state there that the synchronous activities cannot be uploaded. Cannot be made public. Kung gusto niya, yung anak niya habang nagsisynchronous, pwede niyang picturean. Yung anak lang niya ang pwede niyang i-post, but not the entire class. Most especially, the conversation. What transpired in the synchronous session should not be posted online, FG, and Twitter because it is exclusively used for our own institution. Bawal pong ilabas. Bawal ilabas ang nangyayari sa online classroom. Malinaw po dapat yon sa inyong primer. The same with the asynchronous. At hindi nila pwedeng i-post basta-basta yung kanilang mga activities unless designated and permitted by the teacher himself or herself. And there should be a proper forum for that. No, if we're using Moodle, lahat doon. Pero hindi pwedeng i-screenshot si Moodle at i-share sa public. No. We must be very, very careful with the Data Privacy Act of 2012. What transpired and also regulate the conversation. So specify nyo po, bawal ang vulgar words, bawal ang bata na gumamit o bawal mambuli ng kapwa mag-aaral. Kung sumagot yung bata, ay pangit ang sagot niya, ay bawal po yun. So specify nyo rin, no? Cyberbullying. Kaya hindi sila pwede. And even the parents cannot use our asynchronous platform and synchronous platform as a chat box. If parents want to clarify something, tell them to email you or call you personally and discuss the matter that the parents wants to clarify. So hindi pwedeng kahit saan, hindi pwede. So dapat maingat po tayo. Maingat tayo at nakasulat. Dahil pipirmahan po nila, yung po yung magiging handbook. The primer would be our restructured online policies to be followed by the parents and all stakeholders. So, kailangan po malinaw ang lahat. So, the asynchronous, dapat maingat din po tayo sa pagde-design ng weekly lesson. So, weekly lesson po siya. Ipopost nyo bago mag-Monday, if you want Sunday night, yung po'y maganda sa asynchronous. You can post it anytime. Because what matters most in the asynchronous activities are the deadline. No? Kaya nasa bata, madidevelop ang kanyang time management, no? At ang kanyang responsibility as a learner. Dito makikita kung may pabaya, no? Kung may pabaya, yon, iga-guidance nyo rin yun online. So we have also guidance counseling, no? Online. We have also, and even the principal also, the DepEd, no? May series. Kaya patuloy pa rin, the same, no? Patuloy ang buhay kahit sa online. Yung mga rules natin dapat malinaw sa magulang at sa learners. And when you use synchronous, no, online, even a teacher herself or himself can create her own rules in synchronous and asynchronous. Malaya po ang teacher. Pero iangkla nyo sa primer. Okay? So yung mga netiquette, no, proper behavior while attending synchronous. And if the child or the students fail to attend synchronous session, automatically absent siya. Absent siya. Kaya yung teacher pwede mong i-shut yun lahat, pero sa'yo lang siya for attendance purposes. Okay? So the synchronous and the asynchronous. See to it that your asynchronous are well-designed together with the deadlines, no? Deadlines given to the students. Wag po masyado. And teachers also, jot down your deadlines. Si teacher, meron din siyang notebook. May notebook din si teacher. Naka-specify doon, English 10, deadline, submission deadline, August 2, ganyan, or August 25. So dapat si teacher, meron ka ding notebook ng mga activities and deadline para hindi ka din malito. No, hindi ka rin malito. So, lagyan nyo din ng rule, if after the deadline you submit, no, yung late submission, dapat may corresponding penalty. So, alam din dapat ng bata yon. At kung maagang nagsasubmit ang bata, give them incentives too. May mga bata, kasi kapopost mo lang, bukas tapos na. May bata pong ganun. So, we should also honor and acknowledge their efforts. May mga bata, hindi matutulog, talagang hindi siya mapakali hanggat hindi niya natatapos. Lahat ng activities, may batang ganyan. Very conscious sa grade. So, acknowledge them, reward them. May mga bata naman, talagang normal na pasaway. Laging late. Ako po, may in-interview yung parents online. Actually, dating honor yun eh. Dating honor daw yung anak niya. Kasi yung isang anak niya, incoming grade 5, pero honor student. So siya naman, incoming grade 10. Incoming grade 9. Yung napabayaan niya yung pag-aaral niya, kasi lagi siyang late, kapupuyat sa ML. Pero dati din daw nag-honor yung anak niya. Hindi naman po bagsak. Pero under probationary siya. Alam niyo, sabi nung nanay, Ma'am, nangangako po kami at nangako din siya, magbabago na siya. Hindi na raw po siya malilate kasi nga po online. O, di ba? May positive effect din. No? May positive positive effect din ng pagiging online. Hindi na daw malilate yung bata kasi online, nasa bahay na lang. Hindi na mamamasahe. Kaya nga di ba may post din, namomroblema yung bata. Bibigyan pa kaya ako ng baon ni mami kapag online classes na? Can you imagine? Ang laki ng problema niya, baon. Kaya talagang bibigyan nyo pa rin ng baon, kahit konti. O 5 piso or pagkain, diba? Sabi naman ng iba, ma'am, mas magastos. Lakas kumain. O, diba? So maraming, yun talagang ganon. It's new normal. And we need to embrace it together in order to succeed. So teachers, synchronous. 40-minute, once a week akad for the subject. So may 4 days pa sila. And Saturday, if you want to have Saturday classes online, more on values formation na po siya. Gamitin natin yon for evangelism. Napakagandang tool, no? Napakagandang online tool ang Saturday online classes for values formation, spirituality formation, and evangelism, both to our students and to our parents. So be careful also. So work together for the asynchronous activities para walang overlapping of deadlines and giving. No? Kailangan sakto lang ang takbo natin. Remember, isang beses lang po kayo halos magkikita sa synchronous. Okay? So, synchronous environment, asynchronous, yan lang po ang dalawang yan, tatandaan po natin. Now, the roles of learners, the student-centered nature of asynchronous. Online learning requires students to be actively involved with the take more responsibility for their own learning. In addition to their normal duties as learners, students are required to become proficient with the technology required for the course, use new methods of communication with both peers and instructors, strengthen their interdependency through collaboration with their peers. So may role din po ang learners. Hindi rin po easy ito sa learners, ang new normal. Pag-aaralan din nila yung platform. And that's why we need to rerun. We need to have a dry run. If possible, 1 month or, 3 weeks run through of our learning management system. So we need also to have a dry run with our students and parents to become more accustomed and used and be familiar with our online platform. So kailangan, and even the teachers also. So maraming challenges sa lahat, even the teachers. We need to be more familiar also. We need to be familiar with our LMS and the online platform that we're going to use for our online distance learning. So mahalaga po, ma-dry run natin para maging effective tayo sa pag-deliver ng ODL. Okay, so we have virtual classroom now. No? Virtual na po. Kagaya ng ginagawa ko po, virtual seminar. No? Salamat sa technology and MCA is not left behind. So what is a virtual classroom? A virtual classroom is private online space in Blackboard that teachers can use to support student learning. It is accessible via the internet 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just like your face-to-face classroom, a virtual classroom is a busy place. So napakalaking tulong po even the teachers. Medyo magaan, no? Medyo magaan po sa teacher kasi may ample time siya. Kaya nga meron ding rules for the teacher. Kapag magsisynchronous, dapat maayos, naka-makeup, maganda ang damit, o maayos, naka-uniform if possible. And even among students during synchronous, nakabuo po tayo in a week, every Monday, school uniform, Tuesday, color red, color blue, color coding. And for the kindergarten and lower classmen, pwedeng may headband na ganito. So we can make a lot of creative thing, no? Para maging engaging, para masabik yung mga bata. Kaya meron tayong mga panuntunan na dapat sundin. Kaya it's a busy place, no? Now, most commonly tool used in synchronous learning and their limitation: video conferencing, web conferencing, audio conferencing, chat, whiteboarding. So nagagawa po natin yan lahat sa synchronous learning. Sa asynchronous naman, we can have forums, weblogs, streaming or audio video. In asynchronous, you can have podcast. You can make use of the podcast, most especially in Nobela, no, World Philippine Lit, because students right now are somehow lazy to read. No, lalo na mahaba yun, mga nobela, kabanata. So use podcast. No, uso na ngayon podcast, yung where they record, instead of reading, they record it, and then listen, then upload to you, with emotion, a sort of monologue, you can have. No? Maraming pwedeng gawin. Documents library, so you have that. The e-books, the surveys, and polls for the asynchronous. Now, another modality is modular. Now, if, there are a lot of students, far-flung provinces, no connectivity. This is one of the challenges also, the connectivity. Hindi lahat ay may high-tech na phone, smartphone. Hindi lahat ng lugar ay may signal all the time. So there is also modular teaching. When you say modular teaching is one of the most widespread and recognizes teaching learning techniques. An instructional module is a self-contained and self-sufficient unit of instruction for the learner to achieve a set of objectives. Now, what are the characteristics of modular? The first one, it should be independent, self-contained, self-instructional. So you can notice, you will notice in our module, MCA module, it is complete with objectives, content standard, performance standard, with a lot of activities, and it is aligned. It is aligned with the CG of DepEd. We have a lot of trainings on that. So it is self-contained, self-instructional because of instructions. Activities are there. That's why students can have it, can do it, all alone by himself or herself because it should be independent. It is well-defined, clearly defined objectives per lesson, unit lesson, weekly lesson, daily lesson. Clearly defined objectives concerned individual differences. That's why in the activities in our module, differentiated tasks or differentiated instructions are included according to the level of our learners. When we design a module, it is a great consideration to have differentiated tasks. Because nowadays, it's no longer one size fits all. Differentiated instruction, multiple intelligences, by Gardner. Sumikat si Gardner noong 90s because of the MI or the multiple intelligences. And now we have differentiated instruction. It's no longer one size fits all. Now, also module is a systematically organized learning opportunities, utilization of variety of media. Now we can send links, we can send a lot of video, we can also include those, and active participation by learner. Now what are the advantages of having a modular? Learning became more effective. It establishes a system of assessment other than marks or guide because of the activities embedded. It's more on activity-based in a modular. What is the purpose of modular instructions? One purpose of MI is to allow the student to proceed at his own rate. The belief that self-pacing is desirable is based on the generally accepted assumptions that learners do not achieve at the same rate and are not ready to learn at the same time. Now, what are the learning activities? Presentation, demonstration. When it comes to arts education, consider using music, dance, or drama in your presentation. In arts music, we can have a lot. It should be with music, consider using music, drama, dance in the presentation. Okay? Learning activities, we could have drill, simulation, discovery, and problem solving in the module, in which you can find in our very own module. A wide variety of learning activities increase student interest and cater students' need. Nandun pa rin siya sa ating MCA module, by God's grace. Learning brings change in the behavior of students. Now, by modular. Because when the students answer it, no, nadidevelop yung self-sufficiency ng bata. No, nadidevelop, nagmamature siya, no, nadidivide niya yung oras niya, no, according din dun sa module or sa pacing ng module. Kaya sa homeschool naman, later I will discuss, homeschool is also modular. The difference is, walang interaction talaga ng moderator. Meron lang lahat ng module iuwi sa bahay, sasagutan. Ang maganda doon sa homeschool, if you were bright students, kung YS8 ka, and you need to finish in a year 50 modules, sabihin natin 50 modules, na tatapusing sagutan. Because bright yung students, in less than a year, natapos niya yung 50 modules, promoted na siya sa YS9. No, on the other hand, pag mahina yung bata, na hindi niya kayang tapusin in a year, yung module na binigay ng moderator, magbabayad na naman siya at mariretain siya as YS8 student. And then magbabayad siya uli. Kung 2 module lang yung hindi niya natapos, hindi siya mapopromote at magbabayad siya uli ng buo. So ang sakit po sa bulsa, medyo mahal po ang homeschool. No? Sa modular naman, kaya nakadesign lahat, no, with instruction, walang ang teacher. Walang masyadong part yung teacher. Unlike ODL. Yun po yung sa modular. Kaya nga po yung module na binibigay natin, kumpleto na siya. Magulang din ang mag-guide sa bahay pag modular. No, sa Australia po, yung mga module, pick and drop. No? Yung mga natapos ng module, let's say, twice a week, once a month, depende po sa usapan. So, pipick upin ng parents at ng bata sa school. Tapos, yung mga natapos na module, ida-drop nila. Yung mga pipick upin niya na yon, another activities or na-check na yung mga activities and then another. So, ganun po sa modular. Hindi masyado ang coordination o hindi masyado ang role ng teacher. No? Pero dapat well-instructed, well-structured ang mga activities. Kapag binigay po natin yung module, kaya nga self-sufficient po yung module eh. May mga activities na siya doon, no? Kompleto yung activities based on the curriculum guide or the competencies. It is aligned. No? It should be aligned with the DepEd curriculum guide. So, para yung bata, nasasagutan niya, tama, maayos at wasto ang kanyang pinag-aaralan at natututunan. Ganun po sa modular. Okay, there are 7 principles underlying the planning of learning activities. Plan learning activities on the basis of entry behavior of the learners. Alam niyo po sa modular, we need to understand the level of understanding of our students, the ability and the attitude. So, we can enhance our very own module. Pag modular po kasi, dapat marami din tayong enhancement activities na ibibigay sa estudyante, na ipapauwi sa estudyante. Kasi they will pay also. No? Para hindi isipin ng parents na, module lang, wala man lang. Meron tayong enhancement activities, packet of learnings na tinatawag. No? So meron po tayong activities. And you know, one of the best way to enhance it is if we have learning guide, learning plan, unit plan. So we have MCA module. It will be enhanced by our learning plan because our learning plan is aligned with the DepEd Curriculum Guide 216. You unpack, no? You streamlined. Remember, you watch PAYAC, how the speakers per subject is streamlined, unpacked, no? The competencies and the learning standards, performance standards, the content standard of every subject. So if you have a learning plan plus the module of MCA, maganda po siyang combination. Hindi ka na mahihirapan. Why? Because in your learning plan, all you have to do is extract all the activities, no, based on the unit. Let's say based on the lesson. O, ano yung lesson ng weekly lesson na nandoon sa module? Dagdagan mo. I-extract mo na lang if you have learning plan. But the sad part is, if you don't have learning plan, talagang medyo matrabaho po. Medyo matrabaho on the part ng teacher. Kasi maghahanap ka kung saan-saan. Remember, kung gusto nyo sa modular, may USB ka, bibigay nyo yun sa bata. Uso pa po ba ang CD? Kung may CD, no? Para sa enhancement, discussion, no? Tutorial, pwede po lalo na sa math, science, and English. Tulong po natin yon sa module to enhance the module. If you were going to adapt modular approach. So our very own module, no, yung module po natin, that's modular. Actually, we're doing it. Modular po tayo, ang MCA. We have our own module, that's modular. No? Bakit siya modular? Kompleto siya ng activities. May objective siya, activities niya, naka-align. So yun po siya eh. Tapos may enhancement. If you have learning plan, extract mo na lang. Hindi ka na mahihirapan. And if you want to enhance more, kasi papauwi mo yun sa bata, you can have USB. You can have a video tutorial, lalo na po sa mathematics, mga procedures, mga steps, computation, napakalaking tulong po sa mga bata. Sa modular, mararamdaman ng parents ang ating concern with the different activities given, enhancement activities given, doon po sa bata. So, i-schedule nyo. Kailan? Once a month ba? Pipick upin? Or gusto nyo per quarter? Pero ang haba po ng per quarter, di ba? Maganda rin. At maganda pa, kumbaga, mas lalong i-impress sa atin ang parents na lagi nating kinukumusta. No, meron kayong email, may Gmail, kinukumusta natin ang mga bata. Kumusta? Saan ka nahihirapan? So, pwede pong gawin yon sa modular. Napakalaking tulong. Mararamdaman ng parents, hindi sila manghihinayang na modular, ba't ganito yung aming fee? Hindi po sila manghihinayang dahil ginawa ng teacher o ng school yung lahat ng supplementary activities ay ibigay sa bata. Marami siya. So, when si modular is activity-based. It's more an activity-based. Kasi wala kayong chance to discuss eh. Modular po kasi siya. No? So, yung bata, independent work yan. Pero dahil mahal natin ang ating mga estudyante, we see to it, no? We find ways. We find ways paano natin maabot, kumusta, saan ka nahihirapan, yun. Pwede nyo pong individual instruction yung bata. Pero yung mga advanced, congratulate. Kasi may mga bata na mga advanced. Focus kayo doon. Yung mga batang advanced, bigyan nyo rin ng advanced activities para hindi sila ma-bored. Okay? So, based learning activities on the terminal behavior. Kaya po you can design. Matrabaho po talaga ang modular. Medyo matrabaho. Kasi it leads to different levels of accomplishment, remembering, understanding, applying, problem solving. So sa mahihina, that's why you have also differentiated task sheets. No? Doon po sa mahihina, according sa level ng bata, yun yung i-design nyo na activities na enhancement, additional activities, based dun pa rin po sa ating, lagi nyo lang po i-align sa curriculum guide, no? Yung mga competencies sa performance task, content standard, performance standard, lagi nyo lang po i-align doon when you design. No? Kung gamitin nyo po ang internet, kuha tayo ng mga activities, marami naman po makukuha. So, basta naka-align lang po sa kakayanan ng bata at sa grade level ng bata. Based learning activities on the needs of the learners. What do students want? What do learners need? No, learning style, prior knowledge, motivation in the subject matter. So, dahil modular sila, talagang mag-extra mile po ang teacher. No, ano ba yung kailangan ng bata? Yun po i-design natin. Ano ba yung gusto ng bata? Ano ba yung hinahanap ng bata? Anong learning style ba yung bagay sa bata? Ano ba yung schema? Ano ba yung background knowledge ng bata? So, i-design nyo po yung activities nyo doon. And then the motivation, paano ko kaya i-motivate? So, nandun po sa activities na ibibigay nyo po. Napakahalaga. In modular, talagang malaking po ito. Malaking tiyagaan po ang modular kasi maraming activities kayong dapat na i-add po, no? Enhancement activities. Make careful gradation, no? Effective teaching, concept introduced step by step. So step by step. So every week, every month, nakikita po natin yung progress. So, and napakalaking ano din po nito, benchmarking. This new normal is a very good benchmarking. How effective is our ODL? How effective is our modular approach? So malaking tulong po ito sa ating MCA. Makikita natin, no, the feedbacking of the parents, the feedbacking of the students. Ang laking tulong, and then if ever, no, next time, kaya ngayon, mapiprepare tayo, mas mapiprepare pa tayo sa susunod. And mas magiging bihasa tayo sa ganitong new normal. Okay, graduation approaches, sequencing of graduation, linear, introduce one at a time, and practice intensively, mastered before moving on. No, master muna. Kailangan, pag chine-check nyo, talagang mag-item analysis po kayo. Kapag chine-check nyo yung mga activities ng bata, so makikita nyo doon. Ay, eto pa siya. Ay, kulang siya rito. Ay, yun naman po, no? Yun ang biyaya. Makikita nyo, then design another activities para mag-meet yung pangangailangan ng bata. Spiral graduation. Concept reintroduced throughout the subject. So, medyo mabigat lang po talaga dito kasi nasa bahay yung bata. Pero kung magagawa natin ng paraan na get in touch sa bata lagi, malaking tuwa po yan ng parents. Provide adequate for individual differences. Yun nga po, kaya differentiated tasks, differentiated activities according to the needs and the level of understanding of our students. Provide adequate with this progress by giving relevant activities. No? Kahit nasa bahay. And see to it po, pag nagbigay tayo ng activities, lalo na pag performance tasks, yung available lang pong resources na nasa bahay. Hindi po kailangan lumabas. Kung ano lang po yung available na resources na within the reach ng bata. Kasi po hindi pa safe sa bata ang lumabas. So ganun lang po yung ibibigay natin na activities. Provide learner with this progress. So let's say after second week, kaya nga may mga pantatak kayo. And feedbacking is very, very important. Consultation with the parents. So in modular, it is more effective with your feedbacking. No? Provide learner with this progress. Congratulations, you're moving forward, you're very interested in this, you're good in this. So commend the students. May mga tatak-tatak, no? Kaya kailangan, pag sinubmit po nila yung module and activities, pag binalik nyo po na na-check na, lagyan nyo ng mga nakakatuwa, nakakaaliw na pang-motivate na pantatak or may reward ka konti. Yung para matuwa naman yung bata. Kasi nagpo-progress siya. And even the parents, feedbacking with the parents, Mami, congratulations, yung anak niyo po ay ganito. Or on the other side of the fence, or Mami, konting ano po dito, konting alalay po sa kanya, ito po kasi, ito po. So feedbacking, no, in modular, it is more effective with the partnership of the parents, teacher, and the student stakeholders. So feedbacking is very, very important. Now, homeschooling. What do you mean by homeschooling? Home education or home base. Now, in homeschool, it is the education of children at home, typically by parents or by tutors, rather than in other formal settings of public or private school. Is a legal option for parents in many countries, allowing them to provide their children with a learning environment as an alternative to public or private school outside the individual's home. It's a legal option. Why? Because there are school po, ina-apply po ang homeschool. So you cannot just simply offer homeschooling without applying at DepEd even before for homeschool. So tayo po kasi, we belong to a regular school. But because of pandemic, we're given the option to offer ODL, modular, blended. No? But before we're allowed to offer ODL and this modality, we are required by the Department of Education to submit 3 things, right? The learning continuity plan, the health protocol, and the school calendar. We're not allowed to offer online distance learning modular or blended without submitting the 3 important documents at Department of Education 1 week before the opening of classes. So we're also advised to submit letter of intent that we are offering online distance learning. And medyo mahirap po yung learning continuity plan template given by DepEd. But we need to do, no? We need to submit para ma-allowed po tayo. So without that, hindi po tayo allowed mag-offer ng ODL, blended, modular, etc. So we need to submit, we need to inform the DepEd, we need to submit a letter of intent together with our learning continuity plan, health protocols with accordance of DOH and IATF and LGUs, no, and the school calendar. So yun po yung homeschool. Homeschooling is a form of schooling is recognized by the Department of Education provided that the parent teacher is a college graduate and is able to provide at least 4 hours of instruction for kindergarten to 7th grade. Homeschooling means no pressure of learning all things. It is done at any time, anywhere by the learner, mother, and provider. There are homeschooling programs in the Philippines. Alternative Learning of Asia, Angelicum College, which is very familiar, no? Catholic Filipino Academy, Colegio San Juan de Letran, Harvest Christian International, the Masters Academy, the School of Tomorrow, the Gopala Play Center. Now in Angelicum, usually mga artista, di ba? Nag-homeschool sila, or yung mga parents na laging naglalakbay, kasama yung mga bata, so nag-homeschool sila. So sa homeschooling, ang direct supervision is from the parents. Not on the school or the moderators. Yung moderators po, siya yung nagche-check, no? Halimbawa, moderator ng YS7, siya po yung taga-check ng mga module and activities. Sa homeschooling, once in a while, pumupunta sila, nagre-report sila sa school for examination. Pero since sa pandemic, for sure, online examination din ang gagamitin. So ang mas may mabigat po na role sa homeschool ay parents, not the teachers. So, sinasagutan nila yung mga modules given, tapos isasubmit po nila yon kung saan sila nag-homeschool, tapos kukuha sila uli ng activities, yon, dala-dala na naman nila yon. So, mas mabigat po ang role ni parents sa homeschool, not the teachers or the moderator. Okay, so how it works, there are assigned consultants who will literally walk you through the entire program. Some are hands-off where they will show you the materials you can use. Then you can just check with them from time to time. It will be up to the parents to create the schedules and teach their children according to the curriculum. So nasa parents po talaga. Or yung iba naman may tutor. Nag-hire po sila ng tutor para magturo sa mga homeschooled children. Okay, so how it works, since they are not confined to a typical school, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., scheduled homeschoolers usually devote their mornings to academics, while afternoons are for extracurricular activities like theater and sports. Parents, teachers may avail of school curricula, lesson plans, teachers training, and instructional materials through DepEd accredited homeschooling program. So if you were not accredited for a homeschooling program, you're not allowed also to offer homeschool. Time and commitment to homeschool. Homeschooling, however, would not be a big fit for parents who both work full-time. One parent has to devote his or her time to oversee the education of their children. So talagang, okay, so yun po ang ating mga modalities. Whatever modalities na ating pong mapipili, talagang we need to embrace po. Maraming salamat. So, salamat po sa umagang ito. Salamat sa inyong pakikinig. Kung may mga tanong po kayo, you can email me or message me sa Messenger para po mas masagot. So, I hope kahit papaano naliwanawagan natin ang online distance learning, synchronous, asynchronous, modular approach, and homeschool. So, now you can see the difference of these modalities. So, saan po tayo? For sure, nandun po tayo sa ODL at modular. Ang MCA po. So, once again, thank you so much for this opportunity to our beloved Directress, Dr. Leticia Santos Periol, to our beloved Apostle, Bishop Ossie and Pastor Mona, Madam Glad, together with the EDCOM. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to share new modalities of new normal.
Thank you very much, Ptr Ressa. Please stay tuned for the next webinar.